welcome everyone to a brand new episode of What the Haul. Now, in today's episode, we're going to be doing some boutique labels. We don't do that much, you know. I don't shop much on boutique labels. Sometimes I do, sometimes I do. But with that said, I'm your host, Alex Figueroa. My co-host is
Nate from Netflix Reviews.
All right, so we got Harrison. He's waiting nicely in the green room, eating some grapes.
Eating the M&Ms.
Yeah, M&Ms. Oh, great, whatever. If he likes the fruits.
Green only. Yep.
Green, yeah. So how is everyone doing? It's been Thanksgiving, right? Thanksgiving passed, and I know we spent our time with our family and everything. Christmas is around the corner. We're going to be celebrating Christmas here on the channel. So again, we're looking forward to that. Well, so like I said, today's boutique labels. So you guys will get to have a chance to put your favorite boutiques on the side when we're going through our 6 boutique labels here. So a little quick on What the Haul. That's our version of our physical media to everybody, to show off a little bit of what our collection is. We don't do much into the world of physical media. Here we're more of a film discussion channel where we break down movies and directors and all that stuff. So for those of you that are new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit those notification bells. But
Alex, you gotta let them know.
Yeah,
with this show too, we always have a guest. So
yes,
if you ever want to be on a future, I do have a schedule for next year. I think I need 2 more spots. The rest are filled for next year, actually. But if you ever want to come on and show what you got or talk about it in the chat, this always has a guest, this show. So we like to include you guys. And we know a lot of people collect movies. So if you want to show off what you have, DM me if you haven't already. I know the next episode will be, we have a first timer coming on for What the Haul.
Yeah.
So that's going to be exciting. But yeah, it's a fun show. Like Alex said, we don't do collection shows. We don't do, like you guys know us, we have movies. We do this show because it's a fun way. I like the topics, to kind of show some cool stuff. But once every 5 weeks, you'll get to see some stuff we got. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Let's just do one promotional, just one quick promotion because I'm kind of excited. Action Movie Guys. This week for Action Movie Guys, we're gonna be starting our female. It's kind of female week, so we're gonna do Resident Evil. Me and Nate gonna break down the entire 1 through the last one. I forgot what the name of it is. 1 through 6. That's when we're gonna do the entire franchise of Resident Evil each week, and then of course we're gonna start after the Charlie's Angels. We're gonna reveal what's the next theme for the podcast starting that. So with that said, this week's reviews are gonna be the remake of Charlie's Angels, and of course the first Resident Evil. I haven't seen it in a while, so I cracked open my my 4K disc. Yeah, it's gonna get good. So again, guys, if you haven't followed, just take your QR code, just take your camera, scan that code right there, and listen to all 210 episodes, and check out our reviews on all these action movies.
Scott's listened to every single episode of the podcast while he works. They're short. We keep them 30 minutes or less. You don't got to worry about, if you're going on a long drive, you can get through like 20 episodes if you're going like on a road trip.
And I will say this, by the time you finish listening to 210 episodes, you start talking like me and Nate. I mean, Scott started taking our catchphrases, which is kind of funny. But anyway, with that said, let's bring in my man Harrison into the fold. Now, he does the old vintage movies. Harrison, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How are you guys?
Oh, we're doing great.
Doing well.
Yes, we're doing great. Let everyone know where they could find you.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Harrison Scullin from Really Old Movies. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Letterboxd, and YouTube. And I do a weekly podcast talking about old movies like Alex was saying.
Yeah, so I'm going to be featured on one of the episodes, December 2nd or the 9th, but we're going to be doing The Mystery of the Wax Museum from 1933. So that's actually going to be pretty fun. One of my favorite movies. So that's going to actually be fun. But let's say what's up to everyone in the chat, and then we're going to start off and have fun showing off these DVDs. So we got Scott, JoJo Joker's in the house. We got, of course, we have David, 4K Lowdown's in the house. He said, Busted makes me feel good.
He sounds like Alex. That's totally an Alex.
And of course, look, after the show, you guys can head over to 4K Lowdown's channel. Him and Turner Fan are going to do their F. I believe they're up to F. They're going to reveal their F movies.
Sesame Street, letter F.
Movies. Yeah. So with that said, check that out. Lenore's in the house. We got Harrison in the house. We got Robert. We got Jay. We got all the patrons in the house. We got Evan is sick and his family. I hope you're doing well, buddy. They have a flu. Oh, that sucks balls, man. Mika's in the house. How you doing, Mika? And Jose, my cousin's in the house. All right. So with that said, let's get
Hey, I
ready
got
to
a quick
Ralph.
promotion too.
Go
I got
ahead.
a quick promotion because I see his name. My buddy Ralph. I reached out to him. This is brand new. He better get working on it because I'm announcing it here, Ralph. I'm gonna be going over to Ralph's channel this month in December.
Okay.
We do a little crossover. So I'll have the date. I'm letting him pick the date. So he's gonna give me the date. And I'll promote it again until that date. It's gonna be on a Wednesday. I'm gonna be doing a live show. Me, Ralph, top 5 horror films of 2022. And my favorite part, bottom 3 horror films of 2022.
I already know
So
which one is one of yours already.
Oh, baby, you
Yeah.
know already. So we're going to be doing our favorites and our least favorites. Me and him, we're going to have a nice horror discussion. So I'll promo more when he gives me the date. And then,
right.
and then we'll go over there. So
All right, we'll promote as much as we could. All right, so with that said, let's start it off. We already know how we do it. We're gonna do the roulette, the roundabout. What is it called? What's it? Rock and Robin?
round robin.
Round Robin. Rock and Robin. That's what I'm gonna call it from now on.
We're gonna do the
Rock and Robin way. So we're gonna all do 6. You guys do your 6. You guys can name it, but please don't put like 20,000 different versions. Just pick one that you think is your favorite out of Criterion, Arrows, Shout, Scream. He's good with that. The Warner Archives, Paramount Plus present. Whatever you guys think, just put it there. Let's start off with 6. We all do it with the host, not the host, the special guest. All right, Harrison, you started off, buddy. What is your number 6 of the boutique labels?
All right. So just kind of as a side note, it was really difficult putting this together. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, we challenge people.
always
That's
is.
why we do this. Yeah, it's very challenging.
Oh, this is a piece of cake. Just 6, and it's like just 6 out of hundreds or thousands. It's pretty hard to do.
Yeah, it's very hard. So
who knows? This may change in a week or 2. Whatever. That's okay.
Who knows?
But my number 6 is. Oh, here's my camera.
The other way. Keep going. Keep
there
going.
it is.
There you go.
There it is. So this is the Tex Avery collection from Warner Archive, and these are his cartoons he did for MGM. And what I love about Warner Archive is they kind of pick the more obscure, kind of lesser known stuff and try to bring it back into the public. Because like most of the cartoons here, for example, had only been on Laserdisc, even VHS, but never Blu-ray. So that's what I love about them is they try to bring old stuff back into the public's attention.
Okay. There you go. What's the name of the cartoon again?
This is the Tex Avery Screwball Comedy Collection. He worked at Looney Tunes, so he worked at Warner Brothers for a while, and these are the ones when he left that to MGM.
Oh, okay.
And Warner Brothers owns a bunch of MGM stuff from before the 40s, I want to say. So, yeah.
Nice. I got a couple of Warner Archives. I don't have that one, but I got a couple other ones. You're right. I do like that label. You know, they do release stuff, a lot of stuff I never heard of. And then every now and then one that I've really heard of that I want to get, but that has no other release. So they're a cool label. Okay, for my number, these are in no particular order. I know we go 6 through 1, but because of the format I chose, they're all like the number 1 I have of that, or my favorite of that like label or whatever. So
okay,
I'm just gonna go in the order they're stacked in. My number 6 is gonna be this one. This is from BFI, which is the British Film Institute. If you're not familiar. Very British.
I already know that.
This is an Australian film.
Oh,
it's a little Western, Alex.
Yeah.
What's your name in the Scott Westerns? Okay, it's modern though. This is the Proposition.
Ooh, who's that? Roman Reigns.
I like that cover.
That's Roman Reigns, and it's Guy Pearce. That's Guy Pearce.
Oh,
yeah, you got Guy Pearce, Ray Winstone, Danny Houston, John Hurt, David Wenham, and Emily Watson. Look at this. 3 brothers. One must live. One must die. One must decide.
I like that tagline.
Cool. Yeah, pretty cool set. You got the outer box. You get a booklet with Ray
Ooh,
Winstone
that's
on
cool.
it.
That's nice.
You get a poster. And then you get the 4K. So this is Alex, I think you would like this a lot. Harrison, maybe you too. It's a modern Western, but it's really, really gritty and violent. It's like John Hillcoat directed it. So he's done movies like Lawless and things like that. He still makes a lot of stuff, but very violent Western, but really, really, really good. If you haven't seen it, I fully recommend it. But that's my number 6 from BFI, The Proposition.
All right. Well, mine is from a little factory called Scream and Shout.
Ooh.
So this yeah, Scream and Shout. Well, now this movie is one of my favorite zombie movies. Okay, they just released it this year. I believe it was this year. It's a collector's item, collector's edition. This is a little movie called The Return of the Living Dead.
Ooh.
Now,
Nice.
this movie is actually pretty cool because they have I think they have the zombie subtitle where you get to see what the zombies are saying when they're talking to each other.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
That's
actually
That's cool.
it's one of the best features in the movie. This movie's amazing. If you guys have not checked it out, check it out. I mean, I bet you can find it in Shudder or Paramount or HBO Max. One of those things. You don't have to spend $40, bro, because it's kind of steep.
It's on HBO Max, I think.
Yeah.
I think I watched it on there before that 4K came out.
Yeah, it's a steep movie, bro. It's like $40, $36, depending on where you find it. It's pretty steep. So I'd rather say digitally, if you like it, then you sell, but then you buy it. But the transfer is great. It's a great transfer. That I will say. So my pick is Return of the Living Dead. All right, guys, let us know what is your number 6 in your collection out of the Arrow or anywhere the boutique labels. Just let us know. Let's see. Ralph said, I saw it in a rental. Mika said, Return of the Living Dead classic. Love the 4K. Yeah. Let's go. Lenore said it was
He
great.
said it was great.
Let's see. Robert Makes the Cut says, Bound by Honor, Ralph. And then Scott says, send more medics. I guess they're having a little... Mika
No, isn't
says,
that the
scream
line?
and
Isn't
shout.
that from that movie? That's from Return of or
Yeah, the
movie.
zombie. Yeah. Send more medics. Brains, love that movie. All right, let's just continue going. When people put their list, we'll get back to it. All right, Harrison, what is your number 5 for the Spanish people? for our Spanish guys.
Yeah, we
Yes.
barely speak English.
You know,
Yes.
that's actually perfect because this one is in Spanish.
Oh,
It's
what we
called
got?
The Bitter Stems or Los Tallos Amargos. And this is from,
Hey.
this is from Flickr Alley. And they work with UCLA and Film Noir Foundation. They restore a lot of really, really obscure movies. Like this one is really obscure.
I've never heard of it.
Is that autographed?
It is. So this is from Alan Rohde, who works at the Film Noir Foundation. I met him and he got to sign this for me. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
So
Sick.
he helped restore this one. But yeah, like this movie almost disappeared. Like the film negative they found, the only one was about to go through the nitration process where it just disintegrates and the emulsion and all of that. So we're very lucky to have it, but it's a really good film noir if you're into film noir.
Nice. I like that.
You know, I feel inadequate. I mean,
Why?
Flickr Alley, I never heard of, and you bring that. Then it's a Spanish film that I've never heard of, and you bring that, and it's autographed. I'm gonna sign off, guys. So
That's a triple whammy. You
Thanks
just
for
made
coming.
yeah, that's a very triple whammy. And it's funny because
Yeah.
Lenore said that she saw that film, or he saw that film. It's an Argentinian film
Yeah, it's from Argentina.
from Argentina. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you know, it's funny because I think Stallone gave a speech, or he was telling the story how I think one of the Rocky movies, they don't even have the negatives anymore. They're just destroyed. And I was like, holy crap. I don't know which one it is. I hope it's not the
I thought you were
first.
gonna say Stallone came out and said one of the original Rocky movies was filmed in Spanish.
Oh my God. It's in Italian.
Remember the old Dracula movie, the original Dracula Bela Lugosi?
Yep.
They did a whole version in Spanish. It's always
Yep.
on all the Blu-ray discs and stuff like that. And a lot of people say it's better. I haven't sat down and watched it yet, but
I haven't either. I hear it's pretty good though.
yeah.
Can I ask you
Real
guys a
quick-
question?
Oh,
Do
yes.
you guys sometimes put some famous scenes and you switch across the language and you see how funny it is?
No.
No, I've never tried that.
All right. Well, you know what? All right. So we're gonna next week, whatever next week is, we'll have a block where I take one famous scene of a movie, and I'm gonna switch between 3 different languages,
Maybe we
and
should
we'll
just do
decide
that
which is
for a whole
better.
show because the actual show is supposed to be is maybe we can change it. That will be a fun show. I feel like. It would be-
Okay, so you know
it'll be
what? We'll
pretty
do
fun.
that. We'll do that. I'm gonna grab some famous scenes, and I'm gonna switch between languages, and we'll have fun with it. I have a feeling you guys are gonna have so much fun with it.
All right,
but let's
real quick before
yeah.
I give my number 5,
What's your
we got some number 6s.
Go ahead.
4K lowdown. No, Joe Joker Scott says Mill Creek. I'm guessing he's picking the label Mill Creek as his
Okay.
6. They get crap transfers. That is true. But I appreciate the shows that we get on Blu-ray from them. Fair enough. David 4K Lowdown says my number 6 would be MVD Wishmaster Collection, which I think is Vestra. I thought, oh, maybe it's MVD. I don't know. I thought it was Vestron. Either way, that's his number 6. Evan says Flicker Alley is another great pick. Harrison's killing it. Beckish is here. Hi, Beckish.
Hey, Bex.
She says, hola, Missy. She's speaking Spanish. She came in with Spanish. And then Mika says, my number 6 would be my Ringu Arrow Edition. Very nice. Ralph wants to watch the Spanish Dracula. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Flicker Alley did The Whistle at Eaton Falls, an important film for film history. That comes from Evan. Harrison, you seen that?
No, I haven't. I was just saying I need to check that one out.
Okay, write that down. You have to see Spanish Dracula. Everybody say hello. Okay, that's it. All right.
You know, Ringu sounds like a pasta sauce.
Sounds like
It does, right?
Japanese
Throw a little
version
bit of
the ring.
Ringu.
Ringu.
Throw a little Ringu in your pasta. Go ahead.
Okay, my number 5 comes from Shout Select.
Ooh.
I didn't go with any Scream Factor. I went Shout Select. Now,
Okay.
this movie, the first one has a Blu-ray release, but the second one, which granted, it's not as good as the first one, but the second one, the only way that I know of that you can get it on Blu-ray is this release. This is just a childhood favorite, and I know at least one of you guys, it's also going to be a favorite for you. This is a 90s comedy, hilarious. This is going to be Eddie Murphy, The Nutty Professor collection.
Oh, no.
I mean,
Oh, no.
no, neither of you like this movie, The Nutty Professor?
No. I love the first one.
I've never seen
seen it?
No. Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, The Clumps is not that good. The Clumps is not that good. It's okay, but it ain't that great. But the first one is so good. If this was just the first movie, I still would have picked it. Shout Selects, they're cool. They have a couple of cool movies. I only have about 5 movies from them. But I saw this on the shelf, and I was like, this is a must. This and Liar Liar are like the 2 Shout Selects that are like, they are from my childhood. So yeah, that's my number. My number 5 is The Nutty Professor and The Nutty Professor 2, The Clumps. Shout Select.
Remember when him and Jason is in the Viper car? He goes, "This is some Freddy Krueger shit here, man."
Oh, yeah.
When he transforming.
When he starts like morphing while he's
Yeah,
driving, his
he's
foot
like,
gets
"Oh,
all
Jason,
fat.
yeah. Oh, this
my
is some
God, it's
Freddy
so funny.
Krueger shit right here, man."
Yeah. Classic. It's so good.
Yeah, it's a
You get
classic.
the Dave Chappelle, the little stand-up, like in the middle of the movie, there's like a little stand-up session with Dave Chappelle. Eddie Murphy to me, it's his best 90s movie. It was like his best thing since like his heyday in the 80s.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that movie. So yeah, that's my movie.
Friday night at 8.
I'm going on a date. Gonna be some
Great, sorry, Mr.
Hope I'm not late.
Yeah. All right.
it's
Here you go. So my number 5. It's a movie. Okay. This actor died. Okay. Nothing I can do with that.
Cool.
It's the son of a legendary martial artist called the Bruce, and then ends with the Lee. This is his son Brandon Lee, and it has stars also Powers Booth, which is my boy from Tombstone and every other movie there is for Western. It's a little movie called Rapid Fire.
Ooh.
Now, if you guys have not seen this movie, it's just a 90s awesomeness. It's a great film. Hard to come by. I think there's like 1,000 of these made. When it comes to Twilight films.
3,000. Usually they do 3,000 runs.
Yeah.
Print runs.
Yeah, but this one, I'm telling you, we haven't done it yet on the action movie, guys. Hopefully we add some Brandon Lee stuff into it, like Crow and maybe Rapid, back to back. But this is a great movie. I mean, he could have been a star after The Crow. I think he would have been doing way crazy movies. I would say this, he would have been in John Wick. I think Brandon Lee would have started a John Wick movie.
At this point, he would have been about, maybe like 50-ish.
Yeah, same as Keanu.
He can still do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
he could have.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I think he could have been it. But Rapid Fire, oh yeah, great movie. Haven't seen it because I'm like dying to see it in the action movie, guys. But I might have to pop it on. All right, so that's our movies. All right,
All right,
so
let's
what we
read a
got
couple
here?
of chats. Scott says my number 5 is Olive Films' signature edition of High Noon.
Ooh,
The side slip box and all is a chef's kiss.
that's the.
Yes, David 4K Lowdown says you're right, Nate. Number 6 was a Vestron. Yeah, Vestron. Okay, great. And then his number 5 is going to be Vinegar Syndrome, Cloak and Dagger.
Oh,
Nice set. That's a nice set. Evan, his number 6 is Flicker Alley. His number 5 is the Arrow Video edition of Legend, the Blu-ray. Let's see, Hercules. Oh, that part, yeah, that's Jose. Hercules. Beckish says Nutty, the best thing since Coming to America. You know what? I think I gotta argue with you. It might have been right because Beverly Hills Cop was before Coming to America, so
I think it was. Yeah.
it might have been his best movie since
Yeah, it
since
could
Coming
be.
to America.
Well, no, because if you, I mean, Boomerang was another big one, and Harlem Nights, it's a big
Nutty
one.
Professor.
It depends on which comedy you go with. But Nutty Professor will be his like his bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mika says her number 5 is her Synapse Phenomena box set. Oh, yes, I have. I think I showed that. That's the one with the monkey. Remember I showed that in the
Oh yeah,
one
you
of
show the
our-
monkeys.
our other ones. Rapid Fire is a damn good movie. Rapid Fire is great. Do a double feature with Showdown in Little Tokyo. David has the Rapid Fire on DVD. Mika loves Brandon Lee. The Crow is one of her favorite movies. And Robert, of course, with the random. I have the Crow hot toy. Great.
I've got the hot
All right,
toy.
with that, Harrison,
All right,
please.
Harrison, what's your number quattro?
All right. So, I'm gonna see how I'm gonna do this here. So this is from the Criterion Collection. This is the Citizen Kane
Oh,
from them that they just released.
That's the
So I'm
4K.
gonna-
I think the son of a
Yeah.
gun to open. Let me tell you.
it is a son of a gun to open.
Is
but-
it?
Yeah. So this. Yep.
Look at all the
What the
fat-
hell
There
is
you go.
that?
There you go.
Yeah. So they have all the discs in it, and you have to fold it back in the correct order of how to spell it. Otherwise, it'll get all creased. But but what's cool about it is it comes with a little booklet in it. This is
Okay.
what I like about Criterion is they like to put booklets in it. There's like pictures.
And it
Pretty
gives you
cool
the
stuff.
directions of how to put it back. Flap one.
IKEA instructions.
Yeah, but I do like Criterion at least for their efforts to, do a lot of behind the scenes stuff, put the books in it. And I'll give them credit for trying something new. I don't think they've ever done a folding thing like that before, but I don't think they're going to do it again.
Let's
it's
hope
pretty
not.
challenging. Yeah.
I have that as well. Great movie. Like if I was gonna buy it because the movie, it sucks that they put it in that thing.
It's hard to get the disc out too.
Yes, it's a miss on the packaging for them, but it's a great pick because of the film. So,
How's the
either
transfer,
way,
you guys? How does it look?
amazing.
It looks
Absolutely
incredible.
amazing.
Mm.
Stunning. Yeah, Criterion second to none with transfers. Even the 4Ks look great, but yeah, that package is a real piece of
Nice
work.
package.
It's a
Yeah.
piece of
Nice
work.
package.
It's not a nice package. It's the exact opposite of a nice package. All right, here we go. So,
Okay.
since Harrison went Criterion, I'm going to go Criterion as well for my number 4. Now, this one is, first of all, a movie that I love. A movie that I
Ooh.
absolutely love. I saw this in high school for the first time. Loved it. Fell in love with it when I was about, 16 years old in English class. And I've seen it so many times since then. I think the writing's great. The performances are great. The story's great. Now, the one I went with, because I think the packaging really fits the movie, it's going to be The Princess Bride.
Ooh.
So this is, of course, a book. It's like a book, and which
Like
is
a fairy
perfect
tale.
because the whole point of the movie is that the grandpa's reading this book to his grandson, The Wonder Years, and it's so this is a book. Also, they saved the trouble of having a separate book. Like this is the book with all the information and information on the script. They got the back as you wish. I just think it's super fitting for the film. And I'm not really a digibook guy. I know a lot of people like the digibooks. But this one has it's like this kind of material. It's not like plastic or like paper feeling. You know what I mean?
Scratchy material.
Yeah, it's a scratch. It's my favorite. It's just, you can just scratch
It has
it
this
feels like
material. Scratch.
it feels like a book. It feels like
Yeah.
a book without a cover on it.
Has
So,
texture.
Yeah, that's my number 4. Yeah, it's great. Love the film. Love the artwork. Love the packaging. Yes, that's my 4.
Well, you know what? We're all going Criterion on this one.
Ooh.
I have a Criterion. Now, this is a Western movie. Now, this one, I don't know if Nate is the one that told me about this one, but I fell in love with it. So the remake, and that's what made me change my mind on Christian Bale. Now, this is a little movie called 310 to Yuma. It's the original 310 to
Ooh.
Yuma. I love this movie. It's hard because I can't choose between the two. I know we're going to be doing a redo, redon't on the 310 to Yuma, so I'm not going to pick which one I like the most. But I got to say is both have two different endings, and I like it. You got the all-out shootout version, and then you got this version, which is actually pretty good. But this comes with a poster. I think it comes with a poster. I don't even know what the hell this shit comes with. But it comes with a book. I think it comes with a book. Yeah, it tells you how it was made, and the two guys here, you got Miguel Cabrera from the Tigers. All right. And then you got the other guy. So basically, this is Christian Bale. This is Christian Bale, and then this is Russell Crowe. If you look at the remake of the characters, great movie. I mean, fantastic. But yeah, look, $25 right now is on sale. You can get it on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, anywhere you can get it before the sale goes up.
Harrison, have you seen that one?
No, but I think I have a digital for it, so I need to watch it.
Oh,
It's
you should
great.
watch it. It's good.
Yeah, the original one is way more low key than the. I love both. You can't go wrong if you watch the remake or the original.
Yeah.
They're similar enough that you could tell they're the same movie, and they're different enough that you can watch either one and love it. So great pick. All right, real quick, here we go. Scott says Citizen Kane is a 5 out of 5, but it didn't make me cry. It's an incredible film, though. James is here. Hola, sorry I'm late. Hey, James, welcome.
Hey, James.
And Robert says the package life is real. I'll always read a random Robert.
Yeah, Robert
quote.
has some random thoughts.
Mika says my number 4 would be Criterion's Guillermo del Toro Trilogia. Oh, the trilogy. Oh, yes. Yeah. Chronos, Devil's Backbone, Pan's Labyrinth. Has a similar packaging to Citizen Kane, but like less bad. It's slightly better. Leonore says, yes, Princess Bride. Sorry. 4K Lowdown. David says, sorry, my number 4 is also Criterion. He's going to go with the Malcolm X 4K, so a brand new release.
Denzel Washington.
Great. Yeah,
Spike Lee.
Great packaging. I haven't bought it yet. I mean, I tried to buy it, but it was going to take too long, so I'll buy it later. Evans, number 4. He's also going Criterion on the waterfront because it gives you every different version of the film. Number 4, 5, 7. Okay. Scott's number 4 is A Twilight Time for Wild Bill.
Jeff he told me it was a good movie.
Yeah, I remember him posting about it too. I've never seen it. Jeff Bridges is amazing as Wild Bill Hickok. Okay, there we go. So that was all the number 4s.
I think Malcolm X should have got a steelbook.
You know
and
what it
called,
is? Criterion,
get your hands out my pocket!
Criterion's never done a steelbook.
Yeah.
And Beckish is saying The Wonder Years. That's his name. No,
it's not. That's the TV
Fred
show.
Savage was Columbo is reading the book to Wonder Years. Yeah, I just call them by whatever other movie they were in. So
they should have called that from Michael X. Get your hands out my pocket.
Imagine that's the quote they put on the back. Like,
get your hands out my pocket.
Yeah, and they just put it right there.
That would have been awesome. I mean, that is the quote that got him shot. So, because everyone got up and was like, destroy. And then all of a sudden, dude just ran up and shot him like 6 times with a shotgun or gun. So, yeah.
All right. Now, Jerry's here too. Jerry, what's up?
Hey, Jerry.
How's it going? All right. Harrison, number 3.
Number 3, Harrison. What's your number 3?
All right. So, my number 3 is Touch of Evil from Kino Lorber. And this one has all 3 editions of the movie, which is awesome.
There's 3?
There's 3 different versions. There's the reconstructed version, the theatrical, and preview. And one of these is based off of a memorandum that Orson Welles sent in because the studio totally changed the movie from what he wanted it to be. And so one of the editions is the best attempt to recreate his vision of it. But what I love about it is, the fact that they released all 3 versions. I'm pretty sure only one of them has really ever been released like digitally or anything like that. So this is really cool seeing the differences between them. And I love Kino Lorber, and like Criterion, they put a lot of effort into the preservation and the scans and whatnot. So it looks incredible. All three of them do.
Is that a Western?
No, this
Oh,
is another
noir.
film noir.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, Owen Wells, right? That's what you said?
Yeah, this is
Welles,
Orson Welles.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
okay. I put it down on my
Mr.
list, though.
Citizen
Touch
Kane.
of Evil.
Charlton Heston's in that. Yeah, I got that.
Yep.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm planning to do like a big Kino 4K
Watch through.
review thing on Instagram next year when I have a little more time. So I haven't watched it yet, but it's a great set. It looks nice. And yeah, all three versions are in 4K, which is usually
That's
they'll
cool.
put one in 4K and two of them
Yeah.
on Blu-ray. They're all
Yeah.
in 4K.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with that.
Yeah. So, all right, you know what? I'm going to keep following Harrison's lead. I'm going to go with the Kino as well for my number 3. Now, this is a very recent release. However, I showed this movie back on an old show we did where we were talking. It was before we did What the Hall, and we were talking about our like hidden gem movies that we love that we don't think get talked about. So when I heard this was getting a 4K, I said, heck no. Like nobody even, I still to this day, I know people who have seen it, but I know more people who haven't seen it. So I was surprised Kino did a 4K. I was ecstatic and I bought it right away. That is, of course, my man, Colin Farrell, Ray Fiennes, Brendan Gleeson, a little bit of In Bruges.
Ooh.
I mean, amazing movie, hilarious, kind of dark, but extremely well written. Of course, then they got the reversible artwork. So
Nice.
yeah, I mean, this movie is Martin McDonough. He wrote and directed it. You guys, if you've not seen this, maybe like 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. He also made that movie. He's a fantastic writer, super sharp, very witty, but kind of dark. But yeah, this is a great movie. Again, if you haven't seen it, definitely see it, and this is a great release of it as well.
All right, well, we're going to continue with the trend. I pick a Kino Lorber.
All right.
I pick a
Nice,
Kino
nice.
Lorber.
Space
This
Balls.
one, we had to go with my man Mullet Mike on this one. I had to whip out the Mullet Mike, bro.
Oh,
My man has the garden shovel as the cover, and we all know what it is. Hard target.
It's an arrow.
yeah, that's fair.
Oh my gosh.
We had
Bro, if
the
his name
garden
was
shovel.
Mullet Mike in that movie,
That's-
it would have made it a 10 out of 10.
If his name was Mike and he did have the mullet, I would have went crazy.
Mike.
We went with hard target. Now, this movie is we did it for, I forgot where we did the review on this, right? For the
We did on the
podcast.
Action Movie Guys podcast for
Yeah.
the 90s action movies.
It's one of our funniest episodes, but this movie first of all, the transfer is amazing for a 90s movie on this. And the shit that goes in this movie is so hilarious, and I loved it. It's so good, and it still holds up, which is kind of funny for a 90s
For
movie.
John Woo.
And especially John Woo, right? You guys got to get it. Hard target, bro. Mullet Mike. Get some Mullet Mike in your... Remember the guy that went up and started to mess with the girl? He was like, get away from the girl.
Yeah. Remember he like works on the dock? He's like a boat guy.
Yeah.
He's like,
I need
he's, like, poor.
$200. He
Oh
goes,
my gosh. I like the part with the motorcycle when he like jumps up on the motorcycle. He's riding like a surfboard and he's shooting. Which,
oh, when he
fun
kicked the
fact-
gun in the air?
Yeah. In that horrible Halloween Ends movie, the guy at the junkyard is watching Hard Target on his little TV. I was like,
'Cause he
this is
knows
the best part
what's
of the whole
up.
movie when they're showing Hard Target.
Watching Mullet Mike?
Watching it. Yeah. So, okay, before we move on, real quick, of course, if you're in the chat and you haven't already, click the like button. It helps us. We like it. If you're enjoying the show, make sure you hit that like button. Let's go with some number 3s. Evan, Pop Culture 33. Number 3 for him is Warner Archive, the Thin Man movies, classic comedy detective movies. Mika, my number 3 would be a new one. This is from Vinegar Syndrome, and it's going to be the Amityville Horror, the original Amityville Horror. Leonore says, In Bruges, great choice, thank you. Scott says, my number 3 is a Scream Factory for Army of Darkness in 4K. Amazing transfer, and the steelbook looks great.
Yeah, it is an amazing
nice- it is a
transfer.
nice-
It's really good.
David says, my number 3 is also a Kino Lorber, but for the 80s cheese. My choice is Van Damme's No Retreat, No Surrender. Oh, you can't get mad at that.
That's right. Is that some 4K or no?
No, the Blu-ray. They do Blu-rays also, Kino Lorber.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay.
And then he said he went with Hard Target. 4K Loden says his name is Chance. It's a French for Mike, right? Yeah. Chance is French for Mike.
Chance is French for Mike.
Mullet Mike. This is in French is chance.
Yes.
Ralph says, "Oh, here we go again," and then Leonard says, "Nice, the Thin Man movies, great pick." Okay, moving on. Number 2.
All right, number
Get
2,
into the
Harrison. What you
nitty-gritty.
got?
All right. So it's another criterion. It's called Sweet Smell Success.
Oh.
You know,
Another
I pick
film
this up
noir.
at every sale. I pick it up and then I put it down. So tell me
Oh.
about it to see if I should pick it up and buy it.
Sell
Yes.
it to him. Sell it to
All right.
The sweet smell of selling this to me.
All right. Well, let's see. It's another film noir, and in this one, it's a newspaper tycoon and I don't remember what they call it, a type of journalist or whatever. And basically, they have this like crazy dialogue going back and forth with each other. The owner of the newspaper doesn't want his sister to be hanging around this like musician guy. I'm doing a terrible job explaining.
I know,
this,
but I was like, that sounds whack.
Trust me, the dialogue is incredible. It's
Okay.
almost like another language. Like it.
I love a good
Bert-
script.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Burt Lancaster, he's the villain. They're both bad guys, but he's like the main bad guy. He's fantastic as the newspaper guy. You know, he's very commanding. He's very like there's a scene with him and a senator, and he has control over the senator, even though he's like a newspaper guy. So it's pretty incredible.
Good script. Burt Lancaster. Okay.
Tony Curtis is in it too.
Tony. Okay, maybe you know what? Next time at the next sale, maybe this time I'll pick it up. And
Yeah.
take it to the cash register. Every time I put it back,
to the cash register,
but,
take it to the
but I pick
crib.
it up every time, so there's
Right.
something about it that's calling to me, even though I've never seen it.
You gotta
Another
do it
cool
like
thing.
go ahead. What's the
Oh, I was gonna say, and it also comes with a book like the other criterions.
Ooh,
And,
That's a thick book too.
that's a
and it's
big
set
ass
up-
reading material.
Yeah, and it's set up kind of like a newspaper because it's all about newspapers and journalism and whatnot.
Mhm.
And then got a pretty cool cover here too. It's like a little book on the inside, holds the discs.
Is that one of the soft boxes? Yeah, it's like one of the soft boxes. That's like
Yeah,
cardboard. Okay,
so
I like it.
Sweet Smell Success.
All right, very good. All right, my number 2. This is a big boy. Yeah, this is my big boy right here.
This your big
now
boy?
This is a big boy. Now I love this movie. I loved it when it first came out. I had some friends who didn't love it as much. I know a lot of film nerds, really love it, but I remember a lot of people saying there's not enough action. This is an action movie. It's not really an action movie. Okay, it's not. I'm not talking about you, Alex, 'cause I know you've never seen it, but like other people, I remember a lady sued them for thinking it was going to be an action movie and it wasn't. It's that crazy. But it's a great film, great performances, great direction. This is going to be the film Drive from Second Sight. So this is a big.
Oh wow,
That's a big box, bro.
Now
Yeah.
I'm gonna slide this out. Okay.
Man, it has
And
even
then you
a
have
book holder.
materials. Yeah, because you want to talk about. So here's your discs. They come in the in a plastic, in like a little paper thing. But then you got like encyclopedias in here. These books. It's too bad I don't know how to read because I'll never be able to read these books. Look at this. This is like
Oh, wow.
That's a book?
full-on- It's a book.
Oh, it's a novel. Okay.
It's a novel. Yeah, and it's chapter. It's literally. I think this is the movie in book form, which is pretty
Gotcha.
cool.
Novelization. I think this
Right?
was
Then
called.
you have this book, which is also thick.
The Hammer.
Yeah, and this is like a hardcover book, and I think this one is more about this is like the production of the movie, like the notes,
That's
You
the.
know,
that's cool. Storyboarding.
That's the storyboard.
storyboards, stuff.
That
like
should be easy for you to read.
That I can read because it's just
Pictures.
Yeah, you just flip it fast and you watch the entire movie.
And of course,
See it go.
art cards. If you're into art cards, just a bunch
Ooh.
of. They're still. I don't just go and rip everything up. So they're still taped, but
Art
I mean, a
cards.
great release. If you like the film, I would recommend it. A little pricey, but I mean, look how big this dang box is. Plus, you get an encyclopedia with behind-the-scenes information and like a novel of the movie and the movie in 4K, which it doesn't have a U.S. release in 4K. So that's from Second Sight. They're UK. I know Alex loves the UK.
That's my
Double
joy.
12. Yeah. So yes, Drive, Second Sight. My number 2.
Nice. Well, my number 2, I'm going to continue with the Keyboard Lorber.
Okay, Keebler Norbers.
Keebler Lorber film. Now, this little movie here, this little minx that I got in my hand here, stars a little Mel Gibson, okay, as the interpretator. This is my Mac.
Oh yeah.
Interceptor. Interpretator.
The interpretator. No, it's a movie called Little Mad Max. Now, this movie, let me just tell you, for a movie that came out in '79, this thing is so clear. Like they must have had a damn sweatshop of people working this restoration. They were like, "You're not leaving this place until this thing is crispy." This thing is clear. It sounds sexy when he turns on his the engine for the car. Oh, first of all, it's tragedy. What happened to his kid and wife? Okay, they just mowed him down. So sad, but yeah, this movie is amazing. If you don't have it in your collection, it's not like your other typical Mad Max movies. It's not pure action. Action is more story driven, but the story's still good, and this is the foundation that started it all. So I like it. This was actually
that
pretty
4K in our short-lived Should You Upgrade show. That was like one of the best ones we saw.
good. Yeah.
Like for a 4K from a 70s movie, there were moments where it looks like a brand new movie that just was filmed like 2 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, Keebler Norber, Robert Keebler Norber. All right, real quick, let's look at some number 2s. Evan says his number 2 is going to be a Kino Lorber. It's Francis the Talking Mule. I've never heard of this. Watched with my mom as a kid, and so it is nice to add them to the collection. Very good. It's always good to get a movie you bonded with your mother over. Beautiful. All right, number 1 from Evan. I guess he's just gonna go ahead and say I'm number 1 as well. American Zoetrope, which is Francis Ford Coppola's company. Paramount pays to do The Godfather, but I love all their releases because you get every version of the film plus all the special features from them. Okay, very good. Scott's number 2 is going to be an Arrow Video True Romance 4K limited edition. I love the movie, love the transfer. Mika's number 2 would be my Friday the 13th box set from Scream Factory. Okay, very nice. David's number 2, Scream / Shout Factory, the Blu-ray Steelbook series. And they all have great artwork. His pick specifically is going to be Big Trouble in Little China. Robert says Kino Norber, and then Mel Gibson, the interpretator. Chance is French for Mike. You got it, David. You're picking up what we're putting down. Yes, Matt, and then everyone agrees. Alex, the transfer is beautiful.
Yeah,
and then Robert just randomly yells toe cutter.
That's the dude from the movie
from Mad Max.
Yeah, toe cutter. All right, number 1, dude. This is it. This is the Grand Enchiladas. This is the Grand Salami.
Ooh, yeah.
What you got?
Grand Salami.
Yeah.
I hope it's not another noir.
No, it's not. It's a science fiction film, but it's a silent film. It's another Kino Lorber. This is the complete Metropolis. And kind of like what we were talking about off air, Alex, like in this movie, they found 2 elements and combined them together to make a complete version. Because, for years it was only 85 minutes, but in reality it's 2.5 hours. And what I love about it too is they didn't just use a generic soundtrack either. They actually re-recorded the actual sheet music, and it just sounds amazing. Like they really went out of their way to restore it. And the behind the scenes and how they did it is incredible too. So yeah, I give huge props to Kino Lorber for restoring one of my favorite movies. It's fantastic.
That's pretty cool.
That's like the Kino, that like classic line, right? Like it's like even a separate line that they have.
Yeah, Kino Classics. Yep.
Yeah, they did Phantom of the Opera, the one with
Lou Chaney,
Lon Chaney. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep, and they did Cabin of Dr. Caligari and Nosferatu. Like they did some of those really old from like the 20s and silent films and stuff like that. They look great.
I do like when they take the original. Like it's cool when you play back the movies, or like like for instance, like the Star Treks with the William Shatner. Like if you look at when they play the music, like and you're like, damn, this thing sounds whack. And then when you see them redo it, and it sounds way better, you're like, holy crap! It's the same song, but it's like more modern, and you have people that can actually sing. Like, I like that joint. Anyway, Nate, What is your
All
number
right.
one?
So my number one actually was mentioned in the chat, but none of y'all had it, so that was
Oh.
good. I love the movie. That's the only reason I left it for last. Really, it's probably my favorite. I love all the movies I've shown, but this one, like, I love more than those movies, so I just
Okay.
left it for last. There's gonna be an Arrow video, and it is going to be the True Romance, the limited edition, the
Ooh.
steelbook version. So there's
Okay.
the I don't buy too many steelbooks anymore, but you know, a steelbook inside of another box, I'll do it. So of course you got Alabama in front, you got Christian Slater,
Christian Slater.
square head on the back.
He like flat
Love that
top.
art. Love that
Yeah,
art.
flat top, and then you know there's art cards in here and I don't know, a sticker.
That's a
sticker.
tattoo.
It's a tattoo. Yep, and yeah, it's a great set. It's just one of the best movies. I absolutely love it. Written by Quentin Tarantino, directed by Tony Scott. Fantastic film, True Romance.
Nice. That's nice.
That's
All right,
awesome.
well, my number one. Well, I know people are gonna go, well, is it Mystery Man? No, because I don't own it
From
yet.
Keener Niblets.
Not Keener Niblets.
All right.
This one is. This is from Arrow.
Oh.
This is an Arrow movie. Okay. This is a gigante of a película, right? This is.
A giant of a movie.
It's a giant of a
Giant
movie.
of a movie,
It's
okay.
a gigante, right?
Yep.
Now, this movie is an 80s legend. It's a staple of the 80s. Now, this one is not the steelbook. I do own the steelbook of it. This is called Robocop, right?
Ooh.
Now, this movie, it had to be here. I could have went with other movies, but RoboCop, it's a staple in everybody's collection. Like I tell people, there's movies that you have to have, regardless if you don't own it. You got to put the shit in your collection. RoboCop is one of those. You got to have it. You don't need 2 and 3. You just need 1. This one is just the best. Now, this one comes with a book. Actually, it comes with a lot of few things that I didn't even know. So you got yourself with a little book. So you got yourself a book here, right? Comes with the
And that's the
original
steelbook
poster.
art, right?
Then you got the
steelbook
back.
art is that original poster.
Yeah. Then you got the poster. Oh, I didn't even know this. I'm gonna have to give me a frame. Look at this. Look at this poster.
Oh,
right here.
It's a
yeah.
reversible poster, I think, too.
Yeah, look at this. Come with me if you want to live. Look at that. That's the original.
That's Terminator.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Quoting Terminator, showing RoboCop. They're
Dead
both
or
great.
alive.
You can't
You
go
could-
wrong.
There
you go.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with either side of that poster. It's nice.
Well, I might go with the original though. And then
Yeah.
of course it comes with the actual. Now the cool thing is that this comes with the director's cut, theatrical. I prefer the director's cut because you see more blood and guts everywhere. So that's my version. But my number one, hands down, I could have went with Army of Darkness as my number one, but I think it would have just been cop out. Could have went with Mystery Man. I could have also picked Good, the Bad, the Ugly, a few dollars more, a few dollars less. You know, some of my Clint Eastwood's big boys, but I couldn't.
I'm just laughing from the chat. I gotta start reading some of this stuff. Great pick, by the way. And I thought it was interesting when Arrow put out. I got that too. Just the fact that they got RoboCop. Like I feel like it's enough of a movie where MGM didn't necessarily have to do that license with them.
Yeah,
But good on them. It looks great.
it
too.
looks great.
All
Oh,
right,
question.
Yeah.
I was watching
Yeah.
this movie yesterday, and I was like, this movie deserves to be in a 4K. Which company do you think it would go to first in 4K? White
For
Christmas
what movie?
with Bill Bixby.
White Christmas?
Yeah, I'm dreaming.
I don't know. Maybe
of a
honestly,
white
maybe
dreamer.
like. Well, what studio did that? Do you know? Is it
No.
Universal?
I just watched it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who made White Christmas. Harrison, you have any idea what studio it was?
Harrison is up in your alley.
Is it the musical White Christmas?
Yeah, the one with the dancing numbers and.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's Warner Brothers.
Warner Archive, then.
Oh.
I think they'd be the one. If they ever got into the 4K game,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like it would be a one that they would do. If they don't do a 4K, Warner's pretty tight, I feel like, with their stuff. I don't know if they would license it. So I'm just going to go with it should be the first 4K from Warner Archive.
Okay. Did you see the transfer in Netflix? I think it's in 4K. It's super clear. I was like,
didn't
holy
watch it.
hell.
I haven't
You
watched
might
any
like
Christmas
it.
movies yet.
You like
I
it.
might. I'll check it out. All right, here we go. Really quick. The Keebler elves make DVDs besides cookies and crackers. Says Jay. Jose wants to know if Superman is in Metropolis.
No.
No, not Metropolis. Robert says Dawn of the Dead
No.
second sight set is the best boutique label release. I have that too. It's okay. It's got too many boxes. And so does this drive one, I guess. So yes, Robert, sure. Scott says my number one isn't out yet. Oh, so his number one is a movie that he doesn't even have yet. But it's gonna be
Oh, it's gonna be the Wild
the
Bunch.
Shout Select.
I think it's the
Supposed to be
Wild
putting
Bunch.
out the Magnificent Seven.
The Magnificent Seven.
4K, but it's not out yet. So his number one currently is Kino Lorber's 4K of the Man with No Name trilogy. So all three of them. Mika says my number one would be The Witch, second sight edition. Yeah, they did put that out as well. Nice, beautiful box. David, my number one is going to be the Arrow Video 4K release of An American Werewolf in London. What an amazing transfer in a great box. Robert, I have the German version of American Werewolf, Niblets, Gigante. Then Robert says David said he almost went with RoboCop as well. And then here's where we get to the good stuff. Scott says, good old Kino Gerber. And then David says, Keebler Norbit. Keebler Norbit. And then Robert says his came with RoboCop's gun. Of course it did. Robert says he hates guns. Bing Crosby, Paramount, Warner. Nope. Now they're just saying stuff. Now I'm just reading. Robert agrees with you, Harrison. Warner was the correct release.
No,
And then now Evan says White Christmas is Paramount.
Yeah,
So-
I
Well,
think
I'm
Evan is
checking-
right. I think Evan is right
Yeah.
on this one. Yeah, I think Evan is right.
Oh, so it's going to be a Paramount Presents.
It's it
Yeah,
gotta be a
it would
Paramount
be
person.
Paramount. My mistake. It's Paramount.
No,
So
it's
they're
okay.
probably not going
It's
to
okay.
license that out either. I mean, we put you on the spot. It was impressive that you even were close. I would have just said, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, Alex, Wild Bunch, but who knows if that will ever get a 4K. Warner Brothers, I'm looking at you, eyes emoji. Evan is always right, as Evan.
Evan is
Speaking
always
in the
right.
third person.
Jimmy's here. Sup, everyone? Stopping by to say
Sup,
you're
Jimmy?
going back to work on these alarms. All right, Jimmy, good to see you. And that was it. So what, we're going to just do a quick recap, show our 6 through 1 again. Harrison, you get to go first.
Oh no, I'm on the spot again.
I'm going to do mine in
No.
reverse because now they're stacked back.
Yeah.
back.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I'll do my reverse.
Yeah.
Okay. So number one, Metropolis. Number two, Sweet Smell of Success. Number three, Touch of Evil. I swear I didn't try to pick all film noir, but
It's all
whatever.
noir.
You got a sci-fi. No, you got a sci-fi.
I
That's
have
true.
one sci-fi.
Here's
Citizen
looking at you,
Kane.
kid.
Better Stems and Argentine film noir.
I love that. And
And Tex Avery from Warner Archive.
a cartoon. So you only had a
That's
couple.
not bad.
Only 4
That's
out
not
of 6.
bad.
That's not that bad. Don't worry about
All
it.
right, Nate, what you got there?
All right. My number one was True Romance, Arrow Video. My number two was this monster. Jesus, I'll break my wrist. Drive from Second Sight. My number three was In Bruges, Kino Lorber. You
In
must
Bruges.
see it. Number 4 was The Princess Bride, Criterion Collection. My number 5 was the Nutty Professor Collection. Mostly for number 1, but okay, thanks for number 2, Shot Select. I appreciate it. And then my number 6 was The Proposition from BFI, or the British Film Institute. A great Western for all you Western lovers. Please give it a chance.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like
go.
that. All right, here we go. My number one, El Hombre Policía.
Policía Robato.
All right, my number 2, what's this one? Es Mad Max, El Hombre que está angry.
Interpretator.
The Interpretator, Mad Max. Garden Shovel, Mullet Mike, Hard Target,
Mullet Mike, a.k.a. Chance.
Chance. 310 to Juma.
Okay, great.
There we go. Rapid Fire. I love this Rapid Fire. And then, of course, the Return of the Living Dead. Love it.
Great picks. Great picks.
And we
A bunch
still
of great
have
picks.
not picked the same movies. We still on a roll. We still
And you
on
guys,
a roll.
whether you believe us or not, you know what? Harrison's not on this show every week. He can verify. We do not show what we have before
No.
the show.
Mm-mm.
We don't even, at best, maybe we say how we approached it, but we do not say what we picked. And once again,
Nope.
none of us had a repeat. I see in the chat, Jay said something about, what did Jay say? Oh, Nate needs to check his pulse after lifting. I have to check to make sure I didn't break my wrist. I could have sworn someone said something about, I thought it was Jay, about Flash Gordon. Maybe they really liked Flash Gordon.
That
I
was a
might
good
pick that, but
transfer for a
that is
crappy
I
movie.
think he said the art, like the cover art on it.
Ooh, I love that movie, Flash Gordon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a goofy
you liked
movie,
it?
but it's pretty good.
I do. It's so
The-
cheesy, but
The,
it's
the
a good movie.
transfer on 4K is really good. It's really
Yeah,
good.
it looks nice.
Yeah.
So I had a honorable mentions, and I think Harrison can attest to this. A lot. I had a ton. Kino, I almost picked Tropic Thunder because I was like, I can't believe this got a 4K as well and it wasn't, Paramount. The Guest, Second Sight was another one I almost picked. And I actually almost picked RoboCop. So I'm glad I went with True Romance because then we would have had our first ever double.
Double trouble.
Avoided it.
Yeah,
Avoided
that
it.
was actually pretty good. Again, I think this is the last What the Hell till next year, I believe.
It is, and our first What the Hall next year is going to feature. He's not in the chat. Everybody go on Instagram. If you follow Tony Movie Chappie, send him a nice message. Tell him what's up, and you miss him in the chat. But he's going to be coming on, and we're going to be doing our top 6 cyberpunk films. Now, this was he picked the topic, and me and Alex said, you know what? Your first show, you pick, and that's what he picked. He loves cyberpunk films, so we're going to be each doing our top 6. I feel like that might be the one we're going to cross over because I don't even know that many cyberpunk movies, so I'm going to have to Google it and see what I got that even falls under that.
I bet you have a lot that
We're all going to pick The Matrix, and then it's going to be the first ever
cyberpunk Matrix. Oh yeah, that could go. Tank Girl is a cyberpunk movie.
Blade
Total
Runner.
Recall.
Blade Runner is a
Blade Runner.
cyberpunk. Total Recall. You got both
We got
versions.
options. We got
Yeah.
options.
Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah, you
Strange
pick that 'cause
Days?
no one else has that.
I know I'm a picky.
I'll still have that DVD of Strange Days maybe by then.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Strange
we're
Days.
gonna have Tony on. But yes, if you follow him on Instagram, make sure just give him a message. Say, hey man, hope you're doing well.
Yeah, so this is the last What the Hell. Now I'm sad. This is the last What the Hell till next year. The
Well,
last
every
one
show we do for the rest of this year is the last one we're doing this
is
year.
the last
so
one.
you get that every week.
Well, next week is stream it or delete it. So
Which
what we're
we
gonna
haven't-
do?
We didn't pick a movie.
We didn't pick a movie. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna do we're gonna do a fun
We'll do a
fun night.
show.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we're gonna do
what's
a
gonna
loose
do
show.
is we're gonna call it. I'll figure out what the name of it. But the topic for next week, I'm gonna pick a few movie scenes, and I'm gonna go through a lot of the language barriers.
You know what we could do? We could make
And-
it a game. And what you could do is have someone come on, right? And see if they can guess the language. See if they have one that has like a transfer that's like in like German or Russian or Italian. Let's play guess the language. And then also
Guess the
we'll laugh with the clips.
Okay. All right. So we'll do guess the language. We'll call it guess the language, and it's gonna be random movie clips from famous movies, and see how does this sound with different languages.
And I got a fun thing to add to that show that I'll tell you off air. But I
Okay.
think we're gonna have a good time.
Okay. So we'll do that. Then afterwards, we're gonna do redo, redon't. We're gonna review all 3 the Grinch movies. So we're gonna do it from the original cartoon to the Jim Carrey live action, and then to the Cumberbatch remake of the other one. And then, of course, we're gonna have the Geeks and Flicks Christmas party where we're gonna hang out with each other. And it's just a hangout, throw questions, and we'll just have laughs. And I might put random people. We can sit 7, so maybe we'll have 7 people live with us and hang out with the Christmas party. If you want to be part of it, just DM me or Nate, and then we'll slot you in. And then, of course, Director Spotlight James Cameron. The 26th after Christmas, we're back with the Director Spotlight, which I can't wait to do because it's actually going to be pretty fun. So, with that said, I think that's pretty much it. Harrison, let everyone know where they can. Oh, well, let's go through the chat and then we'll call
real
it
quick,
from there.
Evan said they should do guess the movie. Don't show the clip, just a different language. So audio. I'm
Ooh.
guessing he's saying maybe audio clips.
That's a fun idea.
Yep. Scott says some of the westerns back in the day in French sound hilarious. John Wayne in French just does not sound right. He wants to know if there's going to be pizza at the Christmas party. Maybe for everyone can have pizza. If you guys all get a pizza, we'll just all eat pizza. At the
We
same
all
time.
eat pizza live
Yeah, and
together.
he will bring beer. There you go. We'll have pizza and beer.
There we
You
go.
want chicken wing? Go for it. And then that's it. So Harrison, go ahead.
Okay, Harrison, where
Yeah.
can I find you?
Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Really Old Movies, and also on Letterboxd. And on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, I release my weekly podcast, Really Old Movies. And then once a month on YouTube, I do a live stream. And we're finishing up the decade series I started out with the 20s, and we're going to finish in 2010. So I'm super excited for that.
Nice.
So, yeah.
All right, there you have it. 4K Lowdown will be going live soon with Turner fans. So please,
Check him out.
once we finish this, just head over, check out their F movies. But yeah, so Joe Scott said he's gonna follow you.
Scott, it's really old movies like REELY, like a reel, like a movie reel. So REELY, old
Is
movies.
really
Really.
really old movies. Okay, so with that said, Harrison, thank you so much for coming live to the show. This is not the last time you'll be here, but thank you so much for showing off your stack of old movies. Now, I would like to do one time with Evan Disney stack. We do a Disney
be
stack
awesome.
of movies with Evan. That would be fun. I have nothing of Disney, so it would be actually pretty fun to see how that works.
I've
What I
gotten
could
rid
scramble.
of so many Disney movies, but I still have enough to do 6. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. So let me change it. David said they changed it because Turner fan is not feeling well, so it's happening Thursday. Is the show? So
Don't
sorry
go to
with
his
that.
channel. Stay
Don't
here
go
for
to
the
his
next 3
channel.
minutes and then go watch whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Watch Monday Night Football or something.
There you go. Oh, Monday Night Raw. All right,
Monday
so
Night
with
Raw.
that, thank you so much. Other than that, that's pretty much it. I hate because we do one live show, so it's kind of
Roman Reigns.
Roman
Reigns.
Wings.
Monday Night Raw.
There you go. All right, so with that said, Harrison, thank you so much for joining in. I'm your host, Alex
thanks for
Figueroa,
having
and that is
Nate from Netflix Reviews.
be awesome to each other, and I hope I picked the right outro. Be awesome to each other
Wish us luck.
and geek out.
Bye.